Danny, you don't really seem like a dangerous person. Can you tell me how you ended up here?
Did you see him run? Did you see him
Hi, Alexander. How are you? Nice to see you.
How are you, man?
I'm good.
I'm so excited to be here, man. Not because I know you have been a fan since The Impossible, not because I'm super massive Spider-Man freak, but I'm in the presence of the greatest of all time performance of Umbrella, man.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So, dude, I want to sell this story because I'm so into The Crowded Room. You can't imagine. I know there's a lot of vibes from Mindhunter. I'm an orphan from this show. There's a lot of orphans from Mindhunter. So there's this going to this psychological thriller, you know, a lot of interviews, a lot of close-ups right to your face. I see a lot of The Devil All the Time, one of your greatest films in there as well. How would you place this with the benchmarks of other shows or movies that you would like to?
It's interesting. I feel like I wouldn't compare this show to anything. I think it is incredibly ambitious and unique in its own right, which I think is one of our biggest selling points because, you know, we're craving something new. We're craving change and to be tested as an audience member. And what I love about this show is that there is a puzzle and you can put it together yourself. Whether or not you'll be smart enough to do so is kind of up to you. But what I am so excited for is that this show is a mystery. You can be a part of the mystery or you can just come along for the ride. So I'm really excited to sit down weekly, see what people are saying about each episode, see if people are figuring out what's going on and solve the mystery.
Do you know where she is, Danny?
I keep telling you I don't know where she is.
One interesting thing about your character, about Candy, is that she is sadly very grounded in the reality of so many women that are trapped in abusive relationships, right? How do you see that in her mind? How did you get into this character's mind?
I think what was most exciting about the opportunity of playing Candy was this massive transformation you see her go through from a kind of playful, imaginative 25-year-old single mom who is so close and in sync with her son, who is creative and artistic and a little different. And you watch as time and circumstance, decisions, relationship choices just erode her until she almost sinks into her own self. And the family secrets that exist that ricochet through both of their lives are kind of their undoing. It felt Shakespearean almost in its commentary on motherhood and tragedies that can happen in families. I think the mystery as well was what kept me coming back to these scripts. And like you say, the layers and the complexity in Akiva's writing of all these characters was really awesome. Something that Candy and Danny both share is denial. How do you know something and not know it at the same time? And also as the actor, how do you know something about all where your character is going and hold yourself back from that? The characters, the more you learn about them, the mother and son are remarkably similar in the way that they have both been able to survive the violence around them. And I think ultimately the story is about that survival from violence. But yes, it can be challenging to play those kinds of things.
And when you are getting into a new character like this, do you feel the need for, tap into things that might not be even written on a script, for her background story or things that goes through her mind when she's, thinking about what to do and how to express? Do you have a method for that? Do you get that into much a new character? How does it work for you?
It's different every time. I go to a lot of different places for inspiration. For the young Candy, I looked at Wong Kar-wai movies. There were a lot of females in those whose energy I wanted to capture, kind of a femininity and an ease. As Candy kind of becomes a more sunken version of herself, I'm often inspired by paintings and energies of people in paintings. And so Egon Schiele was an artist artist I looked at whose bodies are very angular, very sunken, very yellow and green, and just feel really yucky in their body. And I imagine that when you are living in a state of fear of paralysis, it feels really jagged and really yucky in your body. And you just want to get out of that, but you can't. And so there are a lot of different ways and pictures that I would have around me. And sometimes music works and sometimes a visual works. And then you just kind of, it's nice to have a couple of months to kind of marinate on something and kind of dream about it and find your way through that. Yeah.
Emmy, bravo. That was a great performance. I loved it.
Thank you.
Congrats. The show
Thank
is
you.
awesome.
Thanks
You were
so much.
awesome.
Thank you.
Wait, do you think that I'm the one pulling the strings?
What if I said I do?
Also, when we interviewed you for our website back in Brazil for Spider-Man, one of our journalists, Rex, he interviewed you with a full vulture suit.
Oh yeah, I remember.
You remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
You fell from your chair, man.
I do. Yeah. I do
I mean,
remember
that is commitment there, right? There's an actor always on cue, man.
Always performing.
Oh my god!
And when you go into like this psychological characters, which you've done so very well in the past, how much do you think you have to be there and think what they're thinking for you to express what they are expressing? You know, how deep do you think you have to go into the minds of the character, even the things that are not written in the script?
I mean, it's all surface level. You know, I never get confused. I never have these intrusive thoughts where I feel like the characters are kind of bleeding into my mind. It's all a performance, and, you know, I'm very good at leaving my work at work. Albeit with this job, it was the hardest to do so. I put myself in their headspace, I imagine what they're thinking, and I perform what they would be doing, you know? I try and break it down to its most pure form. I try not to think too much about it.
Well, I'm thinking too much about it because I love this show, man. So congrats. It's awesome. You're awesome. I'm a big fan. I hope that, you know, people can enjoy the show as much as I can because it's great, man. Great,
Amazing.
great
Thank
work.
you so much. I appreciate it.
See you around, man.
See you later. Thank you.
Where did they all go?